It's recap time. 3, 2. Hey, quick interruption, Future Chip here. If you're coming from the previous video and you already know the drill, you can skip directly to the recap. Otherwise, if this is your first time, I'll let you with the intro and enjoy the episode. 1. Hello everybody and welcome to the Shower Podcast, the podcast where I'm in my shower and you do you. I'm your host Chip and this is not my usual intro. This is a bit of a special episode. Unfortunately, I will be away for a few days and I found out this interesting way of filling the gaps with recaps from previous episodes. If this is your first time here, use it as an opportunity to find topics that you might be interested in and go back to listen to the original ones. If you are a usual listener of the Shower Podcast, well, again, this might be a rehearsal of topics that you might be interested in. Otherwise, I understand if you want to wait for me to be back. But in the meanwhile, the podcast needs to continue and we need to reach day 365. Having said that, I will not keep you longer. Thank you very much for listening. As always, a like and a subscribe. They are always welcome. And now, recap time.
Hey, yo, welcome back. So if you caught Chip's recent shower thoughts, episodes 61 through 65, fantastic.
Yeah, you're ahead of the game.
But if you missed them, or maybe you just want a quick refresher, you are definitely in the right place.
We're basically going to condense those 5 down for you.
Exactly. We're doing a deep dive, pulling out the highlights, the key insights, maybe some standout moments.
And looking at how they all sort of connect together.
Right. Think of it as your rapid-fire catch-up session. Let's get you up to speed.
It's a good way to see the bigger themes maybe that emerge when you look at them all at once.
Okay, so let's jump in. Episode 61, it was called How Did You Know?
Mm-hmm.
And the main thing here was Chip seemed genuinely concerned, maybe worried, about public awareness. Specifically about some White House events involving Trump and President Zelensky.
Right. His core point seemed to be this worry that maybe a lot of people just aren't aware of pretty significant world events happening.
And it wasn't just him pointing fingers. He made it personal, didn't he?
He did. He talked about a time when he felt, well, pretty uninformed himself.
Yeah. And that kind of vulnerability, I think, it really hammered home his concern now.
Definitely. It wasn't just academic.
And he floated this idea, which I found interesting, that the more you know, the more exposure you have across different areas.
Yeah.
The better you get at, anticipating what might happen next.
Okay, so not like predicting lottery numbers, but...
No, nothing like that. More like seeing patterns, understanding where things might be headed, because you have, a broader base of information.
Like connecting the dots becomes easier if you have more dots.
Exactly. You could really sense his bafflement about it all. Almost like, how can people not know this? It felt quite genuine.
That feeling of unease. And it links nicely, actually, to the next one. This whole theme of information, or the lack of it.
It does. Makes you think about what we're all taking in, right?
Uh-huh.
And maybe what we're missing.
Okay, so episode 62 was I Know What Car You Like.
This one was a bit of a curveball. Chip was playing around with an AI, wasn't he?
Yeah, a conversational AI from Sesame.com, trying to see how human-like it could be based on, massive data sets.
But the really interesting part was how the AI started making these unexpected links.
Right, he was talking about personality types, like direct versus reflective.
And then he joked about electric cars, I think.
Exactly, and the AI just ran with it, started connecting car preferences to personality and even communication styles.
It was pretty wild. Get this.
Huh.
It said direct people might go for electric cars.
Okay.
Free spirits, maybe motorcycles.
Makes a kind of sense.
And anxious speakers might choose minivans.
Minivans. Okay, that's a connection I wouldn't have made.
Me neither. But Chip's point was less about whether the AI was right and more about its ability to find these non-obvious correlations in the data.
Things humans might just completely miss. Subtle patterns.
Exactly. That seemed to be his big takeaway. The real power isn't just that it can chat like a person, but it can synthesize information and pull out these hidden links.
Which builds on that information theme from 61. But now it's about synthesis, not just awareness.
Right. It's about making connections from the data itself.
Makes you wonder what other hidden connections are out there, and all the data surrounding us.
Totally. Okay, moving on. Episode 63, What Makes You Good?
The talent versus hard work debate.
Yeah, a classic. He explored that whole idea, what actually makes someone proficient at something.
Laid out the usual split, talent being that sort of natural gift, and hard work being the training, the dedication, the grind.
But he added some nuance, especially talking about elite athletes. He mentioned Nadal, Djokovic, Federer.
Right. His point being, at that super high level, it's rarely just one or the other.
It's almost always a mix, isn't it? You probably need some base level of natural talent.
Sure, predisposition maybe?
But it's the insane amount of hard work on top of that that really makes them exceptional.
Yeah, talent might get you started, but the work is what keeps you there and pushes you further.
He also touched on how we react to talent versus hard work.
That was interesting. Like, talent can inspire awe, but sometimes jealousy too.
Yeah, or resentment even. Whereas hard work, well, that usually gets respect, doesn't it?
Generally, yeah. It feels more earned, maybe. It's interesting how we value them differently.
And this episode felt like a shift, from world events and AI to more personal qualities.
It does, like exploring different kinds of understanding. Understanding the world, then data, now ourselves.
And he shared something from a video about artists.
Oh, yeah.
That technical skill, like just being able to draw perfectly, isn't always the most important thing.
Right. The message matters, the delivery, the overall impact.
It kind of challenges that purely skill-based idea of what good means.
Absolutely. Mastery is more than just technique. There's communication, emotion.
He also made that great point about how effortless things can look from the outside, but it usually hides just years and years of unseen effort.
The iceberg thing, yeah. We see the tip, not the massive amount of work underneath. A good reminder.
Okay, next up, episode 64. What about the break? This one resonated with me.
Oh, yeah. Why is that?
Well, he was talking about transition time, the gaps between doing things, and how crucial they are.
Right. And how those slick day-in-the-life videos online just completely gloss over that.
Yes, that was his big complaint, wasn't it? Those videos where people seem to just instantly switch from, like, intense coding to meditating to cooking a gourmet meal.
With zero friction, like robots.
Exactly. He was saying, look, it takes real mental energy and time to switch gears.
Which is so true, that mental drag when you have to change focus.
He even shared his own struggles with it, especially when he's tired. Makes it feel very relatable.
It really does. It's not just me then.
Definitely not. And the takeaway was really practical. We need to actually schedule or at least account for that transition time. Allow for breaks.
He mentioned Pomodoro, didn't he? As having built-in breaks.
Yeah, as a positive example. It's about being realistic, working with how our brains work, not chasing some impossible ideal of constant productivity.
Avoids that feeling of failure when you can't keep up with some unrealistic schedule. It's about sustainability.
Spot on. Okay, last one in this batch. Episode 65. I didn't want to do this video.
Yeah, this was the one where he admitted he forgot to record.
Yeah, for the first time ever, apparently. It was surprisingly open.
Refreshingly honest, I thought. He put it down to being really focused on an exam.
Right, his mental energy was elsewhere.
And also the fact that his recording routine wasn't super fixed. That flexibility kind of backfired.
It shows how easily even strong habits can get disrupted when you're overloaded or your routine changes, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Even for someone who's usually very consistent.
And he sort of mentioned, didn't he, that the lack of a fixed time maybe made it easier to forget?
Yeah, like a specific appointment might have helped anchor it.
You could definitely hear a bit of disappointment in his voice.
Yeah.
That feeling of, breaking the chain.
Sure, breaking a streak always feels a bit off.
But he didn't beat himself up about it too much.
Yeah.
It felt like, okay, this happened, acknowledge it, move on. Very human.
And that vulnerability, I think, is part of the appeal, right? It's not pretending everything's perfect, it's real.
Definitely. The lesson seemed to be, stuff happens, routines get broken, and you just need a bit of self-acceptance sometimes.
Keep going. Don't let one slip derail everything.
So there you have it. That's the whirlwind tour of Chips, episodes 61 to 65.
A quick summary, hopefully giving you a taste of the different things he was thinking about.
Yeah, quite a range. From global awareness and AI connections
to talent, productivity, breaks, and even just forgetting things.
And look, if any one of those summaries really caught your ear, or you want the full context,
then definitely go check out the original episodes 61 through 65 of the Shower Podcast.
You know where to find them. It's worth a listen.
So maybe something to think about as you go about your day. Which of these ideas kind of sticks with you the most?
Good question.
Is it the importance of staying informed? Or maybe the weird potential of AI? Perhaps thinking about your own mix of talent and effort.
Or maybe just how you manage your energy in breaks. Or even just dealing with consistency.
Yeah. Which one resonates with where you are right now? Worth mulling over.
Well, thanks so much for joining us for this deep dive recap.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in. We appreciate your time.